I've been on Facebook Marketplace a lot lately trying to furnish my apartment. A few days ago, I found this camel-colored leather couch that seemed like exactly what I was looking for. It was a little over budget, but it felt like too good of a deal to ignore. The only problem was the tight turn into my apartment. So I pulled out the tape measure, sketched the angles, even looked up mover tricks online. But instead of getting excited, I just felt more stressed. I kept imagining the worst case, spending the money, not getting it through the door, and then being stuck paying for a storage unit until I could sell it again. Eventually, the stress outweighed the excitement and I let it go. The very next day, another camel-colored leather couch showed up. This one was modular and came apart in 2 sections, so I knew it would fit. It was also within my budget, so this time I didn't hesitate. I sent an offer, booked a lug, and the delivery was so simple. That experience made me reflect on why Marketplace can feel so consuming. The limited availability makes everything feel urgent. Imagining a piece in your space makes it easy to start feeling attached, and the constant scroll can be addictive. In this video, I want to look at those patterns and how I'm trying to furnish my place in a more intentional way. The first thing that stands out on Marketplace is scarcity. Most listings are one-off, and that alone creates a sense of urgency. Even if the piece isn't the right fit, it can feel like the chance is slipping away if you don't act fast. This is a well-documented bias. When something feels scarce, we instinctively value it more. That's why a dresser or a couch can suddenly seem like a rare find, even though similar ones show up all the time. And it's not just Marketplace. The same psychology shows up in only 2 left in stock shopping banners, in flash sales that count down to the last minute, and limited edition sneaker drops that sell out instantly. Scarcity can push us into choices that don't serve us. What helps me is remembering that even if one item disappears, Marketplace is constantly refreshing with new ones. When you trust that, it becomes easier to pause, stay within your budget, and wait for something that truly fits. The next thing that shows up on Marketplace is psychological ownership. This is a concept that was introduced in 2001 to describe when something can already feel like it belongs to you even before you've bought it. It happens quickly just by scrolling through photos, picturing the piece in your living room, and imagining how you'd use it. That's why a listing can feel personal. When it sells to someone else, it stings more than it should. And when it's still available, that same attachment can push you to stretch your budget or overlook flaws simply because it already feels like it should be yours. I found that it helps to treat that attachment as information. If I'm sad about losing a listing, it usually means something about that piece really mattered, like the color, the proportions, or the material. When I name those specifics, it stops being about one listing and instead gives me a better idea of what I should look for next. The third part of the experience is anticipation. Marketplace is built so that every refresh can show you something new. You don't know if the next scroll will be nothing special or exactly what you've been hoping for. And that uncertainty keeps you hooked. Research shows that unpredictable rewards make people keep repeating an action, and the brain releases dopamine when an outcome is uncertain. That mix of uncertainty and reward is what makes it so easy to keep scrolling. Sometimes the chase feels more exciting than the item itself, but the rush of finding it rarely matches how much it changes daily life. Realizing that difference makes it easier to step back before scrolling takes over. These same patterns show up in so many of the platforms we use, and the last few weeks have shown me how easy it is to get caught up in Facebook Marketplace. I've had nights where I stayed up way too late scrolling, and during the day I keep refreshing the app just to see what's new. Part of that comes from not wanting to miss out if something perfect shows up for my apartment. And part of it is the pressure I feel to finish furnishing quickly. Historically, homes came together slowly through gifts, hand-me-downs, or years of collecting. Marketplace speeds that process up, but I've realized that slowing down is often what makes a space feel personal. That's why I've been experimenting with small ways to take back control. Sometimes I'll wait a day before making an offer. I'll ask myself if I'd still want the piece at full price or if I just want it because it feels scarce. And I'll save listings, then check back later to see which ones I actually still care about. These patterns aren't going away because they're built into how we shop. But once you start noticing them, it becomes easier to move at your own pace. Because a home doesn't come together in one listing or one late night scroll. It comes together piece by piece over time. And often the choices you let go of are the ones that make room for what actually fits.